Have you ever wondered why a tree that was once treasured by entire communities is only now beginning to attract attention again? For generations, people planted it near their homes, passed knowledge about it to their children, and relied on it as part of everyday life. Yet somehow, much of its story faded from public memory. Today, we're uncovering the forgotten story behind Moringa, a tree that many people see, but few truly understand. Long before supermarkets, online shopping, and modern supply chains, families depended on what they could grow close to home. Every plant had to earn its place. A useful plant wasn't judged by appearance alone. It needed to provide lasting value, survive difficult conditions, and contribute something meaningful to daily life. In many communities, Moringa became one of those trusted plants. It wasn't planted because it was fashionable, it was planted because it was dependable. Historians believe Moringa first gained prominence in regions near the Indian subcontinent. Over time, travelers and traders carried its seeds across borders and continents. As communities discovered how easily the tree adapted to warm climates, it began appearing in villages, farms, and family gardens far from its original home. The more people encountered Moringa, the more its reputation spread. And slowly, the tree became part of everyday life in many parts of the world. Imagine being a farmer hundreds of years ago. You had limited land, limited resources, and limited time. Every plant had to justify the space it occupied. Moringa stood out because it grew quickly and adapted well to challenging conditions. People appreciated plants they could rely on year after year, and reliability is one of the reasons Moringa earned its place in countless gardens. For many families, it became more than just a tree. It became a familiar part of life. As generations passed, Moringa became woven into local traditions. Parents shared gardening knowledge with children, neighbors exchanged seeds and growing advice. Communities developed their own stories and practices around the plants they valued most. The tree became a symbol of practical wisdom, not because it was rare, but because it was useful. And useful things tend to survive through generations. But the world began to change. Cities expanded. Modern lifestyles replaced traditional routines. Many people moved away from farming communities. As that happened, some of the knowledge surrounding plants like Moringa gradually disappeared. The tree remained, but the stories surrounding it became less common. What was once everyday knowledge slowly became something only a few people remembered. In recent years, something interesting has happened. Gardeners, homesteaders, and plant enthusiasts have started paying attention to Moringa once again. People interested in self-sufficiency and traditional gardening practices have become curious about plants that previous generations valued. As a result, Moringa is experiencing a renewed wave of interest. Not because it's new, but because people are rediscovering something that was there all along. The most fascinating part of Moringa's story isn't the tree itself. It's what the tree represents. It reminds us that valuable knowledge can sometimes fade from view, and when that happens, future generations often end up rediscovering what earlier generations already knew. The story of Moringa is really a story about memory, tradition, and the passing of knowledge from one generation to the next. Today, Moringa continues to grow in gardens, farms, and communities around the world. Its story stretches across continents and generations, and perhaps that's what makes it so fascinating. Not that people are discovering it for the first time, but that, after all these years, people are beginning to remember it again. If you enjoyed learning about the forgotten story behind Moringa, consider subscribing for more stories about traditional plants, forgotten garden wisdom, and the remarkable knowledge hidden in plain sight.